a life of purity. Can who see borrow from hidden, so for stress ever. We copy a lot. I don't know whether it's a cause. I now copy too much. If it's equal, because life on and also but I have hope. He said, we are a chosen people. We are a holy nation. He has set us apart for himself. And if we realize that, Biafrans, let us agree with our Father that this stony heart, that this heart that yearns for evil and sin, to pull down one another. No, so you guys water no. It's not the Spirit of God. And today, our Father, we thank you for your word. And we thank you because you have shown mercy. We thank you because in this period of our Passover and unleavened bread, that you have decided to destroy that evil spirit that has been manipulating our lives. Mighty Jehovah, we thank you. Beginning from our leader, Mazi to the head of Directorate of States and his members, Mazi Chinedu, to the media warriors, to the broadcasters, to ESN who are in the field day and night, mighty Jehovah, to all Biafrans all over the face of the earth, those who are still incarcerated in various prisons, to those who are motherless, fatherless, widows, widowers, because of this struggle, mighty Jehovah, we surrender our lives to you. Have your way in us. Take away that spirit that is not from you, that has been eating us up. Take it away, Lord. Replace your Holy Spirit, that from today we will walk according to your spirit, that your name will be heard in all the nations, that you are our Father Chukwukika Abiyama, as you promised us in Isaiah chapter 49. You said you will contend with them that contend with us, and you will save us and our children. And you shall cause them to eat their own flesh and be drunken with their own blood as sweet wine. As we are celebrating this Passover, mighty Jehovah, you said when you see the blood, you will pass over. When the Inquisition is making for death, for blood, that they will not see us. Mighty Jehovah, from this day, as we observe your Passover, that we will also enjoy the benefits of Passover, which is peace, which is prosperity, which is freedom. Death will no longer be in our lives, because you said you have swallowed up death in victory. Mighty Jehovah, that this spirit of death that has been hovering over our land of Biafra will be banished today. Ancient of the ancients, thou that sittest between the cherubims and the inhabited eternity, Father, that thou will redeem us today by the blood of the Lamb, Yahweh Hashua, who has sacrificed himself as Passover lamb, that this blood will continually speak on our behalf, the blood that speaketh better things than the blood of Abel that has been crying for vengeance. Mighty Jehovah, in few weeks now, we will enter into remembrance of our Heroes' Day. Ancient of the Ancients, that thou, El Shaddai, will seize, O God, the vengeance of innocent blood, that thou will stop the vengeance, that thou will show us mercy, that from today onwards, your favor will compass us about wherever we are, and that thou will bring out our leader by your mighty hand. We don't care to know who is behind all that has been happening, whether it's been Tanako, whether it is Chinedu, whether it is Nigerian government, British government, American government, and their allies. Father, you supersede their powers. You supersede anything that they can do. Mighty Jehovah, that those who have been sabotaging this struggle will repent today after hearing your voice. For everything bows at your commanding voice. That, Lord, this holy convocation will actually yield good things for us. For you have spoken good things concerning us, Biafrans. And we say, may all glory, all honor, power, thanksgiving, majesty, dominion, adoration, adulation be ascribed unto your holy name. For in your name, Chukwokika Abiyama, we have prayed. And we receive all the answers to our prayers with thanksgiving. In your name, Chukwokika Abiyama Jikenine, we have prayed. Ise. Thank you, Mazi Shima, for giving us the opportunity. We return the mic to you, and we said, Chukwokika Abiyama, in this spirit of Passover, bless you and bless every one of us in his name. He said, thank you and remain blessed.
Yes, thank you very much, Mama Agnes. Thank you very much to the team. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity. Yes. For giving us the opportunity to listen this morning. Yes, we are still live on Sunrise on Radio Biafra. This is Radio Biafra 102.1 FM. And let us go to the news. You know, Nigeria, a lot is always happening. There is always something that is happening in Nigeria. But I will begin from our land. You know that we have been asked to invest in our land. We have been asked to take the bull by the horn, go into farming, go into not only cultivation but the processing. We have been asked to come home and make home a better place. And because of that, there is this article I want to read. It is farming tips for beginners. It says, start small. It's best to start small when getting into farming. Start with a small plot of land and a few chickens and work your way up to larger animals and larger plots of land. Number 2, research your location. Different locations can have different types of soil, climate, and other conditions that could affect the type of crops and animals you can raise. Make sure to do your research before you start. Number 3 says, consider your options. Consider what types of crops and animals you want to raise and what types of equipment you will need. Research different options to figure out what will work best for you. Number 4 says learn about pests and diseases. Make sure you understand how to identify and treat common pests and diseases in your area. This will help you protect your crops and animals from damage. 5 says have a plan for what you will do if something goes wrong. Have a plan for what you will do if there is a drought or if there is a disease outbreak. Number 6 says stay up to date. Make sure you stay up to date on new farming technology and techniques. This will help you stay ahead of the competition and make sure you are doing the best job possible. Number 8 says find support. Find a mentor or support group to help you out. This can help you feel more comfortable and get advice when you need it. This is called from Steve on Farm. I thought this is very important for us to inform ourselves, for us to educate ourselves as we go through this journey. Now, there is a news I want to bring, and this is from Opinion Nigeria. It says former President Goodluck Jonathan disagree with IGP on state police. It says the IGP listed some of the challenges as inadequate power. Okay, let me start this here. It says there has been disagreement about the creation of state police in the nation between former President Goodluck Jonathan and Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun. State police have been called for once again in response to a spike in violent attacks, banditry, and kidnappings nationwide. Speaking on behalf of Assistant Inspector General of Police Ben Okolo at a national dialogue on state police hosted by the House of Representatives in Abuja under the theme Pathways to Peace, Reimagining Policing in Nigeria, Egbetokun declared that Nigeria is not prepared for a decentralized police force. He said, it is the submission of the leadership of the Nigeria Police Force that Nigeria is yet to mature for the establishment of state-controlled police. The IGP listed some of the challenges as inadequate manpower, inadequate operational equipment. Okay, here these are the reasons why they are not yet ready to have a decentralized police. Now let's look at his reasons and see if they are even reasonable. You know, Nigeria, there is nothing reasonable. A country where terrorism is on the increase and they are hosting anti-terrorism summit. Nigeria doesn't make sense. Just does not make sense. Let us anyway, I want to hear what Buhari will say about terrorism. Isn't it? Let us hear what Chinedu will say about terrorism. Isn't it Buhari, the dead Buhari, while Nigeria was in the deepest level of terrorism, he was saying that it's been technically defeated. So let us see what this one will say. So back to this news. It says he added that state police would okay, no, let's go to the problems. The IGP listed some of the challenges as inadequate manpower, which means they don't have enough staff, which means people are not being recruited into the police, Nigeria police force. It says number 2, inadequate operational equipment, such as vehicles, arms, and ammunition. Communication equipment, drones, aerial surveillance cameras, very good. Drones, very good. Communication equipment, very good. Operational equipment, all these things are very good. They are needed. And this other one is security surveillance helicopters, armored vehicles. I don't know why police would need armored vehicles. What you need, are you now the army? Are you fighting a war? All the armored vehicles Nigeria police have, they are still asking for more. All the armored vehicles they have, they are still asking. Okay, but let's see their list. And inadequate training of personnel. Isn't it you people go to Britain for training, to UK for training? SARS was trained in UK. Why? Is it that you are not getting proper training there? Or anyway, he said, now, these things they need, he said they need, these are very important. You cannot have a functional police if people are not ready to recruit into the police. It can't work. So you need these things. You need operational equipment, these for sure. But then, how does these things have anything to do with the reason why Nigeria is not ready for state policing? Why are these things the problem? Why are these things not even there? Let's begin with that. Because Nigeria has so much money. Nigeria has so much money. The resources are there. The manpower is there. The people are there to work. The people just don't have any job. They just do not have any job. Do you think if Nigeria police was paying them enough that people will not want to join? People will want to join the police if they are being paid enough. They are not even being paid enough. They are not even being paid enough. Not to talk of the other problems that he listed here. These are serious issues. But then why? Why is it that a country like Nigeria is suffering from this type of situation? Why? Okay, let me see. This news is coming from I want to bring something. Okay, let me read this. I will bring it out soon. He added that state police would create a conflict of jurisdiction and open to abuse by state governors. By state ex-president Jonathan, on the other hand, stated that with the spate of kidnappings, the issue of state police is non-negotiable. So the National Assembly needs to look into all these. These are the areas that we have to concentrate. The issue of the need for states to have their own police is non-negotiable. There is no way we can continue this kidnapping that is going on in the country. Okay, so Goodluck Jonathan is basically saying that state police will help and reduce the kidnapping or stop it. Jonathan, however, added that for state police to be implemented, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, must be rejigged. So if we are talking about state police, we must also rejig INEC. And the police must not be used against or to the advantage of any political party. The issue of voting, the polling booths of INEC, and the use of police during elections has to be reviewed by the National Assembly, Jonathan added. Okay. Now this is interesting. This is interesting. And I want you to also go back to the stand of IPOB. The press release of IPOB saying that a regional police will work best. The truth is, yes, we have a problem. A security problem, just like Jonathan noted, just like he made it clear. President Goodluck Jonathan, he made it clear that there is a problem and it can continue. Very, very true. Nigeria has become an animal kingdom and it can't continue. And the worst is, this is a state project. That's the worst. No wonder the police IGP is saying that can't happen now. No wonder. The line is open. You can call in and be part of this conversation this morning, this beautiful morning. The number to call is +27 78 064 5457. +27 78 064 5457. Let us have a conversation this morning. A lot is happening in Nigeria, and let me see what else I can bring. Okay, this here. This is from AITV Live. It says Nigeria hosts African Counter-Terrorism Summit. This is from AITV Live. It says Nigeria, with the support of the United Nations Office of Counter-Terrorism, UNOCT, is organizing the high-level African Counter-Terrorism Summit under the theme Strengthening Regional Cooperation and Institution Building to address the evolving threat of terrorism in Abuja on Monday, April 22 to Tuesday, April 23. Okay. So, basically, their summit is going on as we speak, because today is Tuesday, the 23rd of April 2024, and they said it was supposed to start yesterday, Monday, in Abuja. It says a statement by Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, says the objective of the summit is to enhance multilateral counter-terrorism cooperation and reshape the international community's collective response to terrorism in Africa, while emphasizing the importance of African-led and African-owned solutions. Okay. This is, I don't know how to feel about this, but let me read more. It says, the summit will provide a platform to review the nature and sovereignty of the threat of terrorism on the continent, with a view to agreeing on concrete strategic priorities and measures to address this scourge. It will also foster deeper regional collaboration, enhancing the institutional capacity of member states and facilitating the exchange of best practices and knowledge to combat the multifaceted threat of terrorism in Africa. Now, this is the conversation that they are here to have. They are in Nigeria to have, in Abuja to have. And Nigeria is hosting this conversation. Nigeria is hosting this conversation. I don't know what Nigeria will have to say in such a conversation, because what is the 100 billion that was given to me, what is it for? Why is an innocent man in DSS dungeon? Is that not state terrorism? What is that? I don't know what. I wish I can listen and find out what Nigeria has to say in such a room. In such a room, I mean, you know, with the issue of state policing, what Binta Nyako is doing, I want Goodluck Jonathan must know that what Binta Nyako is doing is, with the case of Mazi Nnamdi, what the Nigeria judiciary, the Attorney General of the Federation, the government, Tinubu is doing is basically you are eroding the law. You are just destroying the law. And you cannot have a country when you destroy the law. It is not possible. So even state police cannot work, because you've already destroyed the law. Where will you really base your policy on? Where will you base it on? It doesn't make sense. You must fix the Justice Department, the judiciary, before even the police will function, even the army. There must be justice. The law must be the law before you talk about police. With what these governors are doing in our land, some of them, I must say, we have some people who do not care about the people, the people they are supposed to serve. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They see themselves as God. They do not care. Now, I want to read this news. It says, nearly 600 former Boko Haram militants graduate from Nigeria rehab. This is from Voice of Africa. Is this Voice of Africa? VOA, sorry. This is from VOA. It says nearly 600 former Boko Haram militants. It's called the militants even, not even terrorists. And this is Nigeria. This is happening in Nigeria. Terrorists graduating from rehab. What are you rehabilitating them of? They are God. They are recreating people. In how many months they've changed their ideologies? They've changed their ideology in few months. It says Abuja, Nigeria. Nigerian authorities say a rehabilitation program for former Boko Haram sect fighters is helping weaken the group's fighting power. This is from Nigerian authorities. That's what they say. And this was in 2023. Yes, March 27, 2023. And this was not the first time they graduated terrorists. This was not the first time. They've graduated them a lot of times. Even the other day in the north, some were recruited into the state security architecture. Just, I mean, it says here, it called them, I want to go back to the heading, it called them Boko Haram militants. Boko Haram militants. I don't know if this is a different group or the one that we already know. It says here that nearly 600 fighters graduated from the program over the weekend and tendered a public apology for their actions. Authorities say they will be reintegrated into society. But experts are warning of possible relapse. This is what the experts are telling you, that you cannot rehabilitate them. You cannot. But they have been doing it despite expert opinion. And you are telling me that this is a country that wants to survive. That wants to survive. Justice must, if what Binta Nyako is doing has effects, rippling effects. The effect is so much. Now, there is this write-up I want to read as we proceed this evening. The line is still open, so you can be part of this conversation. It says, Binta Nyako, her husband, Moritala Nyako, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's court case. Excuse me. And now, the writer goes on to say, have you ever asked why Binta Nyako? Why was she the choice of the Nigerian government in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Was it accidental, or could it be something arranged by the powers that be? Okay. Interesting questions. It goes on to say, looking so far at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case, lots of things have refused to add up, and I agree. Lots of things have refused to add up. I agree to the position of this writer. It says the government have been disobeying court orders, with the judge doing absolutely nothing. And this is the case. The judge even allowed the DSS, the government, to put listening device in her own court. In her own court. It says here, let me just read. This is very interesting write-up. It says the government have been disobeying court orders, with the judge doing absolutely nothing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has seen his case dismissed by the appeal court, saying his kidnap was illegal and should not stand trial anywhere in Nigeria. Should not stand trial anywhere in Nigeria. Yet, upon going back to the High Court under her Lordship Binta Nyako, she refused to even grant Mazi Nnamdi Kanu bail. This is the fact of this is what happened. This is Nigeria. She even refused to have him put in house arrest, or worse, sent to Kuje prison. The question every sane person should be asking is this: is Binta Nyako being teleguided by some powerful individual in the government? This can't be answered without bringing the problems being faced by her husband, Governor Murtala Nyako, in the hands of the Nigeria government. So, this writer is saying that her husband, Governor Murtala Nyako, is having a current problem in Nigeria. He's being questioned. They want to take him through, jail him. Jail him if perhaps he does not do something for them. Okay, let me read what this writer is saying. In 2015, after the governor returned from 1 year self-imposed exile, he was arrested by the operatives of EFCC. The EFCC had declared Mr. Nyako and his son, Abdulaziz Murtala Nyako, a retired naval officer, wanted for alleged criminal conspiracy, stealing, abuse of office, and money laundering. After Mazi was arrested in 2015, he was arraigned in Binta Nyako's court. The same woman the government is trying both her husband and her son over corruption. Are you thinking what I am thinking? Could it be they gave her the case with the hope of using her son and husband's case to remote control her in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, MNK? Do you think MNK will get justice in the hands of a woman whom the government is trying her husband and son over numerous corruption charges? In 2022, Buhari opted to settle with Murtala Nyako out of the court in 2022. Again, just on 21st March 2024, People's Gazette reported that Economic and Financial Crimes Commission rearraigned ex-governor Murtala Nyako and his son, Abdulaziz, before the Abuja division of the Federal High Court on Thursday over alleged 24 billion naira fraud. What does this tell you? The Tinubu government is about to use such cases to put Binta Nyako online so that she will not grant justice to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Can you imagine? What type of terrorism is this? It says here, every Biafran must connect the dots now. See what is going on now and start shouting it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu deserves justice. It is abnormal to use the corruption charges leveled against the husband of a judge to force her into twisting justice. Yeah. Sure. You see, this is how Nigeria is subverting their own law. This is how they are doing it. And I agree with this writer completely. I love this write-up. This clearly shows us what is happening in Nigeria today and why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in the position where he is today in DSS dungeon. To begin with, why the presence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in solitary confinement is a crime. Nigeria is torturing him. Now, for Binta Nyako to assist for 3 years now, she has been the one keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS solitary confinement. That alone is enough to tell you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot receive any kind of justice from Nigeria. from Nigeria court. It is not possible. It is not possible. Even if you remove Binta Nyako, look at what happened with the appeal court and their judgment. They brought in new people, transferred those people who gave a sound judgment, and brought in new people who destroyed their own, something that has never happened in the law, Nigeria law. Okay, look at the Supreme Court. Look at what they did. The Supreme Court, having said all of these things, having acknowledged that Nigeria government committed a crime of extraordinary rendition, what did they do? What was their ruling? They made no ruling. Simply saying, we are powerless. Just like Binta Nyako is powerless. She is acting the script. Like the writer said, I agree. I agree. These are the people that are serving Nigeria. These are the people that are serving you. You know, when you have a conversation about Nigeria and what is happening in Nigeria, most people do not really understand it, especially people who are not Nigerians. They do not understand it. You know, let me close by going to this verse in the Bible that was read earlier on. It says, this is Psalm 82. We've been asked to read this. I think this psalm is very, very deep. I think this psalm is very deep. I love psalm. It says, God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among the gods. And the topic is God presides in the great assembly. And it says, how long will ye judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? Defend the poor and fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Read them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. Very interesting. Okay. But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Interesting. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. This is a very deep poem. This is a very deep one. And like I say, I think people who wrote the Bible are one of the... I really enjoy how it is beautifully put together. No wonder it took years, a lot of time to print. It took a lot of time to print. For me, I think this is simply talking to you. It says God presides in the great assembly, and because of the problem of Nigeria, I thought it would be most relevant to end with this. There are people who own Nigeria, and that is why Nigeria is in a mess. That is why Chinedu was able to say, it is my turn, and it was his turn. These people are God. God is... I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and we were reminded that you are God. You are God. God is, like Mazi Jonathan would say, the government. The government is it's the gathering of... Imagine having how many gods. For instance, you say you are God, my neighbor is God, Once I see somebody, the way our ancestors used to define life, the extension of God, everybody is the beauty of life, Mando, the beauty of life. So, all of us, we are, it says here, that God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. So your government is your God, and it stands in place for you. Now the United Nations, they're having meeting in Nigeria. It is in the congregation of the mighty. Your government is there representing you. He makes decisions. He judges among the gods. He speaks with those other countries. Their government. That is God. Governments having meetings. How long will you judge unjustly? Now it is talking to, it is personalizing it. Me. This is how I read my poems. And accept the presence of the wicked. What is wicked? What is happening? When people talk about sin, I don't understand it. The people who killed us, made us slaves, are still killing us today. They are prospering, and we are being told that we are sinning. There are these terms that we use in our religious discussions that I don't understand, and these are words that are not indigenous to me, so you do not really have to blame me for not understanding. Okay, so the wicked, for me, I think it is these people who are killing us. They are wicked, coming to take over our land. It says, how long will you judge unjustly? Have you made decisions that, hey, there is a problem here, we must solve this problem? Once you have a problem, the only thing is solution, nothing else. So judging rightly, judging unjustly means seeing a problem, not finding the solution. Like many Nigerians do today, they don't want to even see the problem. You know that for someone, I realized that in around 2019, I realized that a lot of our people spend more time that is why we do not want to discuss our problems. The typical Nigerian we'd rather go watch Big Brother, keep ourselves busy with one thing or the other. So how can we judge rightly, if not unjustly, concerning the situation? How will they be able to understand what is actually happening? That is why Fulani terrorists can be killing people, and people are doing nothing because they are focused on maybe making money, maybe surviving, maybe eating. Like our farms are being encroached in by terrorists. Are people worried about those things to the point where they cannot even judge rightly? Okay, it says, I'm just going to round up because I said this is really deep. And I would understand why Chinedu would recommend this psalm for us to read. I would understand why he would recommend this, and I would recommend this for everybody. Everybody. It says, arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. IPOB is ensuring that with all of these endeavors that we are putting up, we can be able to say, yes, our land is safe. That is why ESN is there. We must support them. Ye are gods, like it said here in this psalm. But at the end of the day, you can judge wrongly. And that is why it said, but ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. until we realize that the solution is in our hands. It's in our hands. We have everything that it takes to free ourselves from this problem that we have found ourselves in. And ignoring the problem will not bring a solution to it. So we must work together. We must all work together. We must all work together. Thank you very much, and do have a wonderful, wonderful day. Ndewonu Chineke.
You on Google now. Let us go to Google, because I have told our people that Bintanyako is compromised. Bintanyako, her full name, let me call her full name, Fatima. In short, Injustice Fatima Binta Motalanyako. Injustice Fatima Binta Motalanyako. Who is Motalanyako? Let us open the picture now. I want to see who is Motalanyako. Let us go there. Are you there now? Look at the screen. I have come fully on the screen. Who is Motalanyako? The husband of Bintanyako. After this topic, we will know if Bintanyako is qualified to handle Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. Bintanyako, as for me, before we continue, she is not qualified to handle Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. How can a judge that her husband and her son is facing fraudulent charges be handling the case of a freedom fighter? Bintanyako can never be competent in this matter. The world should listen, and your duty in this program is to tag in all international handles, and all media, bring them closer, draw them closer to this very program. Every government official handle, bring them closer to this program. We are fighting this battle step by step, and this is the latest step now. Bintanyako must quit the case of Nnamdi Kanu. When IPOB said that Bintanyako should do so, I am here to prove it. Bintanyako family is not qualified to handle Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. Imagine the kind of fraudulent case they are facing. Bintanyako is also involved, because this morning the husband and the son ate. Bintanyako benefited from the money. So instead of Nigerian government to add Bintanyako in the charges, cut out this video. After watching it, please, from this place the topic started, cut it out. Make sure it go viral. Bintanyako ate from this fraudulent money. How can your husband, your son be involved in fraud? Does it mean none of them bought you a wristwatch? None of them bought you at least a provision. So your son didn't buy you anything from this fraudulent money. The name of Bintanyako is in this very charge. But the case of Nnamdi Kanu becomes the replacement. That is why you didn't see the name of Bintanyako in this. They are only holding the husband and the son so that Bintanyako can use Nnamdi Kanu's freedom to exchange her fraudulent husband and son. Now, let us go down again. Let us go down here. Reason by yourself. How can a husband and the son be involved in front? And you tell me that the wife
maka na anyị jọfọ onye jọfọ The great tiger, Mazi woke mwana ya bife ya fioba. Ufuno na popo, Nigeria ni na di confused. Onyama la chuku ni naniyo, woke mwana ya woke. Umi bonide, giri no sobianu. Kaiwaji, makana nyangwanya chake. Eji medo nedo biyo, manzu biyacha, weredo ndi mwoki, kako parani naso. Kadunda faja badunga, nime alibo, ununu nebiniero, na ya bife ya fiobagu. Ofoka nidiro, ofoka nidinaka, isike ikagunozu, na onye jofoga na. Iye nenye maungio, iye natomobito, iye nenye maulebona, iye nasomobito, iye nenye maulieru, iye natomobito. Ayi jofo, oga tobelamo, makana ayi jofo, onye jofo ni hume, ofandi jofo ni hume, ida neba nazani, ofandi jofo ni hume, ida neba nanaya, ofandi jofo ni hume, maneba nanogwe, ofandi jofo ni hume. Umi bo jofo, ani jofo, iye nenye maunye bona, iye natomubito, jofo kanalio. Biafra na Biafra, neze na pakalaga mozo, mano masozo nozo kanale. Nkobi anya mufuru, nkobi anya munafuno boda, mana yadi wara chuku, wonye mepi serezi. Umi bangu sielanya, anatali kikiraza, magwazano mi haimerele, opanani na yechoro mwero. Nigeria allow us to go. Nigeria is not a country. Biafra. Rapa ni kailawa. Kanije bere chuko kike. Nani weru soronka kanyu. Anija kochuko ozai. See our politicians, some governors and senators. Okamake go in a government house. Kaji we gonna reumune. Hachap is a night with slaves. Oga take a by your life. When you nama gebe mi risimawa yano. Oga mokarebo kisi bachasi. Jide kele panambe kanu. Jide yakadi de seike. Makiyeti nirigibagu no. Ikwe saga ileti. Mazi the Lord has declared you a dangerous zone to all your enemies. Makana haka geno diyo. Sabotage nile, iliwa yowe pake mwenofe. Makano wapana kamnado, umuka fuju kwenanya. lekwa mmiri ruru eru ka oge si maka si na-arụ ọ ga-think about your life because the end time is so near. Ndị Igbo tụrụ ilu si agwa nwatịmatị anụ gị egburu isi ya na ntị esogbu erire gị gụwa kwezi gị maka n'ụkpanụkpoko ọkwa tichiri ya agbọghọ na-agba ọsọ ndụ ya ọ naghị ekpuchikwe n'aka nara asị ma ọ bụrụ ọgụ n'ọmare ya bụrụ umi ya ruo na mụ gara apụ ala nna m sọrọ ndị mba ọzọ nwekoro ọkwado maka ego. Money is not everything. Let's first fight for our freedom. For our freedom is our pride. Papa mo gwara m sị na Biafra gbala m ihe ọbụla na-eme n'elu ka m bukwara ya n'obi maka na ojife nwata nwenye aka ya akalobe yiri odese ya onye nwife nwekwara n'ife ya nke a bụkwa n'ụkwụ Biafra is my land. Biafra bobaramo, and we must go back to our land. Can you get for kwano chukwu ofufe? Okonye ga-agbara m fero ife ahụ nke mere ya foye sego nọ na-achọkwa ime ya ọzọ ma ọ bụrụ na ọ jiri apụ m Igbo ka ha laa mana onye si na ọ bụ gọvanọ n'ala Igbo wee sị na ọ chọrọ gwọ Naijiria ya biko soro ndị Hausa la ugwu Hausa ka anyị nweziri ọnwa anyị n'ebe ahụ maka na ọ bụrụ na o ruo n'ugwu Hausa azị egwu gọvanọ isi na ọ gachetakwa ndị Hausa ọfụma ka anyị nwachebazi ọnwa anyị n'ebe ahụ because you cannot do your mind and do my mind ụwa bụ onye n'isi ya ọfọfọ ka anyị ji n'aka ọfọ na-enye nwere ọgwụgwụ ihe na-enye ma nwụrụ ihe na-atụ m obi tọrọ ihe na-enye ma nwụrụ ihe na-atụ m obi tọrọ ihe na-enye ma nwụrụ ihe na-atụ m obi tọrọ anyị ji ọfọ anyị ji ọfọ oge atụtela m maka na anyị ji ọfọ onye ji ọfọ ọkwa ndị ji ọfọ ịbịa n'ebe a na-aza ọkwa ndị ji ọfọ ma n'ebe a na-anụ agha ọkwa ndị ji ọfọ ebe a na-anụ ọgụ ọkwa ndị ji ọfọ ụmụ Igbo ji ọfọ anyị ji ọfọ ihe na-enye ma ihe na-atụ obi ụtọ ụjọ ọfọ ga-ada Come on, we are live. Let's go.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Olu province of Biafra London. We are here live and direct. Today is the 25th day of July 2024. Tata Bobo Cheke. I therefore welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well-wishers, even your enemies. Do not deny them, so that they will listen to the gospel of emancipation. This is our rallying point where it all started. Everything started here. This is where we had the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, crying in the wilderness, shouting, beckoning on us with common sense, with reason, that we should subject everything to the author of reason, that we are a people that are marching towards perdition happily, and we hearken to the voice of reason. And here we are today, continue to propagate this gospel of liberation, the gospel of emancipation, that you may know the truth and the truth shall set you free. That is why we are here. The restoration of Biafra is not like the restoration or flag independence of any other Africa. No. That is why we start by sanitizing our brains, making sure that we reason. It is a precursor to our genuine liberation, because genuine physical liberation comes from genuine mental liberation. It comes from mental liberation. That is it. With those that are saying that the problem of Nigeria is the political leadership, the elites, I beg to disagree. As always, the problem of Nigeria is Nigerians, the system, the mentality of the people. If majority of Nigerians start thinking in another way around positively, they will change Nigeria direct. But it is impossible, because Nigerians have been caged into thinking. They have been caged by religion, number one, tribe, number two. So the political elites is working using that as tool, all those as tools, to continue ruining the lives of people. Are you hearing me? Ethnicity, tribalism, religious fanaticism, religious bigotry, the hatred of Igbo, that is number one tribalism. These are the ingredients that are holding Nigeria, which the Fulani Caliphate has mastered it, so they use it. You understand? You know why countries like little Europe, small Europe, compared to Africa and Asia, that's why it's small. Little Europe is able to colonize the whole world. Do you know why? Anywhere they go, if there is no confusion there, they sow confusion between brothers. If there is confusion or little misunderstanding, they do what? They turn that crack into a gully. They side this side to fight this side. After, they put their heads together, jam their heads together. And after everything, who comes out victorious? The colonialists, the European, in a foreign land. They master the art. That is why the Fulani, they are always doing that, the caliphate. When I talk about the Fulani, when I mention, we have no issue with ordinary Fulani that are genuinely doing their business. For your information, we are talking about the caliphate system, the caliphate, because even it is the Fulani that started the caliphate, emirate in West Africa. Do you know that? The Islamic jihadism in Africa, in West Africa, was by the Fulani, the first Islamic jihadism. You hear me? They formed the emirates, caliphate, the caliphs. They're the Fulani in West Africa. So that they mastered this art. That is why they tried everything with the help of Britain in order to divide us Biafrans. They divided us into piecemeals. I used to give this example. If you are hungry, they bring fufu, akbo, or gari, maybe 1 kilo. Are you going to put into your mouth that 1 kilo at a time? The answer is no. The answer is no. The same thing with rice. Once you want to take your lunch or anything and it is rice, do you know what you do? You cannot carry the whole plate and put it inside your mouth at a time. It's impossible. You divide, you eat piecemeal, piece by piece. You use your spoon, you collect little, you eat. You collect little, you swallow. You chew, you swallow. Before you know, you finish a plate of rice or a plate of fufu. You mold, you swallow. That is piecemeal. That is what the caliphate is doing in our land, dividing us into piecemeals for easy swallowing. You know, I've been saying this. In 1966, 1967, when there was mass pogrom, mass genocide of Biafrans, of Igbos. When I talk about Igbos, it's just inclusive because they killed the Jos, they killed the Efik. In the northern part of that zoo, they refer to whether you are even Benin self, they refer to you as Igbo. Whether you believe it or not, that is true. They refer to you as Igbo, Onyamani, Benio, Ejo, Efiko, Urobo. They call you Onyamani Igbo man. You are Igbo man. It is now for you to start denying. No, they say, come on, we all of you are the same. You are Igbo. So, Britain started by establishing what they call the Willings Minority Commission. And surprise, they didn't talk about minorities in the north, which they abound. There are more minority groups, ethnic groups, tribes in the north than in the south. You know, I've been saying this. There are more tribes in the northern part of that zoo than in the south. I don't know, people, whether you do research, I don't know. But what I'm telling you is a fact. Many people don't even understand they don't know the existence of different other tribes in the north. All they know is the Hausa and Fulani. You know, before they joined it together, Hausa, Fulani, which we have been able to separate as natural as they are here on Radio Biafra. We can proudly say so. The Hausas, they understand themselves. The Fulanis, they know themselves. They are two different ethnic groups. Do you see how the media works? Do you see how it works? We continue hammering because they used it to deceive people. Now, there are other hundreds of tribes, but they are even afraid. Those tribes are afraid to profess their ethnicity openly. Are you hearing me? That's why you call, when you see an Egon person, a gun man, you say it's an Hausa, which is not truth. Tafawa Balewa, you hear, you are the first prime minister of Nigeria. He's not an Hausa man, neither a Fulani person. Do you know that? You know, I continue repeating this here so that it's from a tribe called Jere tribe, Gere or Gerewa. But you don't know that. You don't know. Why are they assimilating other tribes? That is the caliphate, because they are colonizers. They make sure that they change your identity. So what am I trying to say? In 1966, they committed mass pogrom, mass genocide against Biafrans. And that forced Biafrans to come and hold Ojukwu hostage, who did not ever want to get out of Nigeria. Biafrans that suffered, the people came and held him hostage, that he must declare Biafra. He must take us, because, do you know why? Because there was no other option for Biafrans, for Ndibo. They don't, no other place of comfort. So they said, nah, it's that time they remember. Say, oh, we have to fight you. Ojukwu made a frantic effort in order to regulate everything so that things are okay. Of which they deceived him. Go on, and he's a friend in the north. Deceived him, say, okay, no problem, we can, it's okay. And our eternal leader had to announce, to send people back to where they come from, the survivors of the first wave of pogrom. They went back. All these things, you can never hear it in the Nigerian media. They don't say it. They don't mention all these quarters. All these places, all these facts. They don't go there. Because they want you to always believe that Ojukwu started the war, which is live from the pit of hell. Ojukwu made sure to send back our people. Say, please, no problem for peace to reign. I have negotiated with the people. The northern now, they say, no person, you can go back to Lagos, no wahala. And our people went back. They slaughtered them more than before. From everywhere. From north and northwest. So no respite for our people. Are you hearing me? And when they came back this second time, the survivors, they came back and they gathered. And they say, Ojukwu, we know they hear again, no? If you are a lily-livered individual that don't want to declare Biafra for us, we will remove you from here and look for another person to replace you to declare Biafra. Our people forced Ojukwu to declare Biafra. Even in that case, he said, okay, I will do that, don't worry. He started making frantic efforts. Telling, go on, do you see what you are causing? They said, okay, let us go and negotiate and agree, make agreement. Don't worry. What happened before will not happen again. Do you know, Britain invited the meeting to take place, I think, in their ship in Atlantic Ocean. Ojukwu laughed. He said, look, one-way ticket. He said, I cannot come there. That's how they found, they agreed to go in Ghana, Aburi. Are you hearing me? All this, the frantic effort in order to make us continue in one Nigeria. Because Ojukwu didn't want us to depart. After that one failed, Ojukwu, he had no choice. He saw that, look, no need. And he declared Biafra. Do you know why our people were mad? Wanted to fight? Because there was no other option. But they don't do something, to retaliate. They are not proactive. They are reactive. If they have any small comfort zone, maybe even if it is in Lagos, that war wouldn't have come. Because our people, they love life. They want to take you'll be hearing is I beg, we don't want war, let us go. At least we have Lagos. Or even if it is Ondo, say Ondo people are good, let us stay there. You see, people, they will clog to that side. As long as an Igbo man has little option, even if it is to be a slave, as long as to remain alive, he will try to find a way in order to live, at least make the best of that slavery and live there. That is how the mentality of average Igbo man. I am telling you. But they saw that there was no place. They killed them. That time, every place, no respite for them. Nowhere to hide or nowhere to come and say, calling your brother, say, come here. Reach here, man, come here, no problem. Because that is the average mantra of Igbo man. No, now that side, concern us. Now that side, don't worry, no go reach here. Man, come here. Me, I dey okay. That is the average mantra of Igbo man. But everywhere was hot and no place to stay. So, let me tell you something. The caliphate, they understood that, look, it's a mistake they made. And now they are taking us, dividing us and taking us piecemeal by piecemeal. They taking us piece by piece. The same way you are taking a mountain of Akbo. You take one, you mold small and put inside soup and swallow. Before you know, little by little, slow and steady, before you know, you finish the whole basin of Akpo. That is how the Fulani is doing. That is their system now, their tactics. They will no longer, do mass killing as they used to do before. Because they know that once they do it, now we will now have the courage. It's that time that the people, Igbo people, will have the courage to stand and fight back once they are pushed to the wall. Since they are not pushed to the wall, no way. At least you see them, they are doing well in Sangota. Some are doing well in Zungeru. That's why the caliphate, what they resolve in doing is, if some people, Igbo people in Kaduna, others will look it down. Now I know how. No, now that side only, no problem. Before any reaction, they will stop and because I'm sick. The Magoda Kananya first. After all onye receive Rakalanya receive Gwe. Get that first before again a mother na imepon or Zamagia Tawai. You cannot retreat it back. People that is what they do. So when they kill in Sokoto, others will keep quiet. We will be looking at it. It's only in Sokoto. It's the border somewhere that started it. Now, wow, they destroyed the Igbo people's properties in Sokoto only. They say, if it is before, it will spread everywhere. But thank God, though, it didn't reach here. Now, those in Bauchi, Igbos in Bauchi will be careful. Will be tell them, everybody be careful. Sokoto. So, but it no reach here, so no problem. Bakwumi life continues. Another day it will reach Bauchi. Only Bauchi it will happen. They will kill people, and others will say, no, it doesn't reach here. We are safe here, no problem. Another day in Gombe, it will happen there. Our people will become they continue reducing us piecemeal by piecemeal. I know about that. That is their format now. But as human beings, how do you resist them? That is why IPOB is here. In order to open the eyes of our people on the antics of our enemies, the caliphate. That is it. Today I'm going to talk I'm going to read some news headlines, but I'm going to talk on the issue. Our demand is Biafra. That will be the topic. Our demand is simply Biafra. Nothing more. Not reformed Nigeria. No. Our demand is very simple. Biafra. Nothing more. So, for your information, our FM is under heavy fixing. Is undergoing fixing, for your information. And I am assuring you that some of them will be booming in no distant time, soonest. You understand? But we must continue. There is no excuse. I used to say it. There is no simple excuse to failure. Because we are this now. Actually, that's why we surrender. No. We must be responsible. That is what makes the Europeans advance, because they take responsibility. They take responsibility. That is one thing we should learn, because we always justify failure. And amigo, they here, they there. So you must give excuse. No. So we must continue what we are doing. You can also log in on www.ipob.org. There you go to Radio Biafra live broadcast. You click and you'll be hearing my voice live and direct. Moreover, you can download IPOB Community Radio. Is a very low data consuming application. A low data consuming application. So it doesn't consume your data as much. You can also download Simple Radio. Once you download the Simple Radio, you scroll for Radio Biafra London, and you'll be hearing us live and direct. You'll be hearing this gospel, good spell. That is what it means. Good spell. That is being cast in your brain. That is it. So, we must continue. Let me first of all start by reading this news headline. Even I put it on my timeline, Facebook timeline. Africa home, it is yesterday's news headline. Africa home to highest percentage of hungry people worldwide. United Nations study reveals. I ask why? Why is Africa home to more hungry people dying of hunger? Why? With very fertile good lands? Why? It's a question you need to ask. Answering this question leads to many things. You understand? Before the advent of white colonialists here in Africa, no African is hungry or was hungry. Now, what happened? Since the Europeans came into our lives, many things changed. Our nomenclature, our contours, everything changed. People that we are hefty, people that we are, that we are happy became sad. Our governments were changed. Our cultures changed. We started fighting against our shadows. Why is Africa hungry? Africa home to the highest percentage of hungry people worldwide. It's very sad. It's very, very sad. In 2023, approximately, I'm reading the news, 733 million people globally faced hunger, with Africa bearing the brunt of this crisis. According to the State of Food Security and Nutrition in the World, SOFI, State of Food Security and Nutrition in the World, SOFI, report 1 in 5 Africans, or 20.4% of the continent's population were affected by hunger in 2023. This alarming data highlights the severe impact of global crisis in African continent. I ask why? Why is that? Do you know that data by United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO, shows Africa is home to an estimated 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land. Arable, that is fertile land. 60% of the world's uncultivated fertile land is in Africa. But Africans are dying of hunger. Don't you see that it is shame? It brings us low. While Africa is growing more crops, these are not for food, rather for cash. You hear cash crop and food crop. Are you hearing? Cash crops that are just to sell. It doesn't serve you, just to sell and get money. And the way the Europeans, the West, programmed it, their touch in Africa is catastrophic, mostly catastrophic. Yes, there are some things we benefit, but the disadvantage outweighed the advantage. I am telling you. They change the contours of people in Africa. They impose cash crops just for them, for their own interest. You see, they put value more on crops like tea, like cocoa for making chocolate, like cotton. People that we are farming cassava, maize, rice to feed first, and now sell others. They now say, now money there for tea. They started farming tea. Now they farm the tea, and who fixed the price to buy the raw tea? It is the government. The same Europeans, they use our various governments to fix the price, so that you farm whatever they fix the price is what you are going to sell. Are you hearing me? It's not according to what you work or according to how the producer wants it. No. Now they fix the price, they buy it from you at next to nothing price. They now add value to it, use it to produce, and bring, still bring back the finished products to us. And even you don't even have enough money to buy food. Do you see where they scattered us? Do you see it? Despite Africa's expensive agricultural sector, the continent's maize, rice, and wheat accounts for only 5 and 4% of the world's production, respectively. Africa cultivates what they do not consume and consume what they do not cultivate. Do you see the reason why IPOB is calling for agricultural revolution? So that we go local, so that we cultivate what we eat. Are you hearing me? We cultivate what we eat. The colonialists, I don't want to call them masters any longer. The colonialists did very big damage to us. Very big damage. They threw money. They discouraged our people from farming what they eat. You understand? Now you farm cash crop, and in order to sell, so that you can sell it, now use the money you sold and now buy what you are going to eat. That is the catastrophe. Tea, coffee, cocoa, and grapes are all grown in Africa. Kenya, Tanzania, Malawi, Zimbabwe, and Mozambique are the largest producers of tea, while Ethiopia, Uganda, Cote d'Ivoire, Tanzania, and Madagascar are the major producers of coffee. Now you ask me, this tea, who is gaining more? The Europeans. Do you see Lipton you are drinking? Lipton. The tea mostly come from Rwanda. The raw tea. Kenya, Rwanda. They take it to Britain, refine it, bag it. You understand? I cannot say refine it, process it, and bag it, put it into tea bags, and bring it back. And we buy it 10 times the price, or more than 50 times the price of more than what they bought. They take the raw material from Africa, and they are the people to fix the price to buy. You see the poor farmers cultivating tea, very miserable. Tea, they don't eat it. They now sell and use the money, go buy cassava, buy yam, buy rice. Why not cultivate rice? Make rice cultivation. Why not make maize production? Make maize, corn cultivation. Why not make yam cultivation a priority so that people will feed? These are the wrong policies of African governments, like Nigeria. Very wrong policies. And do you know who imposed these policies to them? The West. Cocoa is produced in Africa, but they process it into chocolate in Germany, in France, and they bring it back and they sell it 100 times costlier. Do you see the politics? So that, and how are they achieving this? I mean, the West, through what you call democracy. That is a Western imposed democracy. That is how they achieve it. Election. You spend, they make a country spend millions, if not billions of naira for election. And the West choose their candidate and promote him and put him there. He will be respecting their interests. They don't care about you. Are you hearing me? That is how their so-called democracy work. That is how it works. We are the original or originators of real democracy. You know, I used to say this. This Western imposed democracy is simply cycle upon cycle of deception. Cycle upon, they use it. They use it to be in charge. As people are dragging, contesting, they put their own. You know, the West will call and say, okay, what do you have? They will choose the person that can deliver for them the most. He will sign treaties and he will sign agreements with them. America, Washington, England, Spain, France. You sign with them and say, okay, you'll be there, don't worry. Others are just things. And before you know, they rig the election. They kill in order to. Have you forgotten? Even in Nigeria presidential elections, they use a helicopter gunships to kill people, to take election materials, to steal it. How many people used to die in every Nigerian so-called presidential election? How many people used to die? Many people. Does it count? No. After all, immediately after, once they put their own person, it's not about your. I could remember the last 2023. People were shouting, oh, even in national news, they count one. After one, they count 100. For Chinedu, 101, 102, 103, 3,000, 3,000 on television, live on video. Does it matter? Immediately, that is, Britain will come and say, yeah, congratulations, Chinedu is the winner. And Africans being primitive. They say, he's our own, he's a European man, he's okay, Igbo man, don't talk, you are in. They don't, how can you maintain the rule of law? The Europeans, they are very smart. That is how they conquer the world. They go to places, anywhere they go, they study the differences between the people, and now they use it as a weapon. So, when you talk about democracy or the Western imposed democracy, it is for the Europeans to continue being in charge of those that are in charge of us. So, we there for double wahala. Double wahala we there. I am Sobu. The Europeans are in charge of the politicians that are, of the governments that are in charge of us. Listen to this. Listen. It's
unfortunately
the Sierra Leonean First Lady. You understand? I've been playing this here, but I want you to, because for a First Lady to say this openly, it is for you to understand where we are. Listen.
We are not, unfortunately, We are not given the free will to make decisions on our own mineral resources. There's always Big Brother who decides. And when you fight and say no, we are...
Why are then because of her experience in the presidential house, her eyes opened. He said, unfortunately, we are not given the opportunity in order to govern our people, to govern the land. Now I ask, where is the sovereignty? Where? It's only on paper, isn't it? You know, today I cool down. I'm saying things, in a cool way. I want you to be reasoning. The woman said, unfortunately, we are not given the opportunity to govern their country. But they are elected governments. Countries behind are in charge. If you dare disobey them, they do away with you. Either you die physically. Have you forgotten the president of Tanzania, the late president of Tanzania, a good man, very good president? He was revealing the COVID-19. Now it is nothing. That they are just a ruse. It's just a shroud. And they say, okay. Before you know, they say they poisoned him, and he died. They say he's a COVID. They also forgot the late president of Burundi. All these people died, I think, 2020, 2021, 2020, during the COVID. People that really said, no, this thing they are doing, the then president of Burundi, he said that this COVID they are talking is just it just false alarm to achieve one agenda. The then president of Burundi said it. He said, there is nothing like COVID, that the way they describe it. And they did away with him. Before you know, he's dead. Is it not? So, the people, they are afraid of their lives. Listen to the woman again. Listen attentively.
Unfortunately, we are not given the free will to make decisions on our own mineral resources. There's always Big Brother who decides. And when you fight and say, no, we are not going to do this, they use the system to stop you.
Do you know they use the system? Do you know why they are able to use the system? Because the system belongs to them. We are just learning. Are you hearing me? They put us into eternal pupils, not even students, pupils. He said, when you decide, when you fight, you try to fight to make good decisions for your people, for natural resources that belongs to you as the president of the country, as the leader of your country that wants to do good for your country. The powers that be, they said no. They said no. How dare you? You monkey. Before you know, they use the system to stop you. How are they going to? Why do they use the system? Because the system belongs to them. You are just a learner. You know, like in Nigeria, they first of all give you learner's permit. You put L in your motorcycle, for instance, as learner. I don't know whether it exists today. You know, you are learning. It's their system. You think that you have a country. No, they are in charge of the system. If you, as a president that loves your country, wants to do good and say no, resist them, say no, I want to use something in our land for us, for the people. They say no. They use the system to stop you. Think about it. They use the system to stop you. Continue listening. Yes, we are elaborate.
It's either they set you up with the opposition.
Either they set you up with your opposition. because they are in charge. They are democracy. So there must be always opposition in a democracy. See, their own pattern of or version of democracy which they put in Africa. They will go and meet the opposition and tell him, hey, now we sponsor you. You'll be the next president, okay? This is what you are going to give to us. We will be in charge of the whole mineral resources. And being an African, you will agree because you want to be in power. Ask yourself, why is it that Ohaje Wema has no access road? Tell me. Under normal circumstances, if for example, we have Biafra, we are in charge of our own destiny, that Ohaje Wema will be one of the places that we have everything. You see that? But the powers that be, they said, no, you shouldn't develop this place. They set it as a trap. They set it as a trap between the people, the population, against the government. I mean, the local governments, the Imo state government. I'm just giving you an example. Something that is life, or is not something that you read. It's what you are experiencing. They set them up. So that tomorrow when they will try to carve them, they will tell them, we are going to carve you into south. Today you are no more Igbo. If you agree, we will develop you, we will build road, we will build it. They will agree. Even if it is a Satan that come, as long as it's to develop that, they will agree. These are the systems in place that is above our control. And that is why we want to take charge. We want to be in control of our lives. Are you hearing me? So, this woman is saying, either they set you up with the opposition, which is always available in a democracy. That's why China has one party system. It's a democracy because they choose their local councils. They choose. I mean, they elect, not choosing. They elect their local representatives. The local representatives elect the national or regional. That is, they modify something in their own way, so that no interruption from any foreigner or foreign government to come and tell them, no, it's not like that. Have you forgotten how they wanted to destroy China? Today is China not strong? Economically, China is strong. The first economy, largest economy in the world. Don't you see that? Because they are in charge of everything. They are in charge of themselves. They are in control of their system of government. America wanted to destroy them using opposition. Hey, they are killing opposition. They are stifling opposition. They are stifling people freedom of speech. Tell me, freedom, is there freedom, real freedom of speech? And Assange was in jail for how long? Is there freedom or real freedom of speech, for your information? These are things they put in place in order to destroy countries, in order to weaken countries so that they will be in charge. It is either they set you up with the opposition. Opposition, they will invite him in the White House. They will invite him in France 24. He will talk oratorily. They will invite him. He will come. He will become. They will promote him in BBC that he is undergoing persecution. That the current government is a bad government. You know, misinforming the people, turning the people, mad against somebody that is trying to save them. That is how they work, and that is why we need Biafra. Listen, continue listening.
And they'll be supporting the opposition against you from the back, or they cause unnecessary chaos in your country.
Or they cause unnecessary chaos in your country. Don't you see how they set up jihadism in the Sahel? The West is working with, I'm saying it openly, it is a known fact now. It is one of their weapons. You understand? If you disagree with them, they will allow them, arm them to come to your country and operate. Now the people, the population will start crying against the government. Oh, government, oh, why are you not protecting? Whereas the West, they will come at the back and tell you, do you see this? Just an example. I read the other day, I couldn't see the news again. The terrorist attack, is it in Benin or Togo? If I'm not mistaken. I say yes. As long as Bruta is there now in Benin as Nigerian ambassador. He's there in Benin. So why wouldn't they? So the West, they are using all these as weapons, tools for their interests. Are you hearing me? That is why immediately Burkina Faso went out from France or from the West. They cling to Russia because it takes an opposite force, equal an opposite force to stop the force that is torturing you. They run to Russia. The same with Mali. The same with Niger Republic for protection. Otherwise, don't you see for how long France was there with America in the Sahel? Every time terrorists attack, they arm them. This is world politics. It's about hypocrisy. It's about obtaining their interest and nothing more. Every other thing they are doing is just like when you are playing chess. You understand? So they use as many people as they want. They use the system. Once they set up a system in Africa. They set up systems. That's called democracy, promotion of democracy. That is a system, the Western system they set up. That's why Niger was a democratic country, wasn't it? But it's the poorest country in Africa, in the world. And every time CNN is very proud to say it, mocking them. Oh, it's a democratic country, but it's the poorest. Now, tell me, what is the need of democracy when the people are miserable? What is the need? Give me a good dictator. It's very good. Look at Gaddafi. Gaddafi turned Libya into a semi-paradise. Libyans were living far more better than some Western countries before, some Western Europeans. I am telling you, it's factual. Before, during the time of Gaddafi, he was a dictator, but a good one that wants something good for the country. Not only the country, for Africa in general. And the Europeans, the West, they saw it and said, this man, if we don't stop him, he is going to, he is going to develop everywhere. And Africans will no longer see us as anything. They will now be developed and their interest will go down. That is why they go after they went after Gaddafi. Are you hearing me? Libya was having an extra surplus of $150 billion. No single debt. Do you hear me? They destroyed it. Ask America today, where is that $150 billion? They have go the thing. If you check now, maybe Libya will be indebted. Something that never happened during the time of Gaddafi. Do you see how they act? The woman said they will use the system against you by supporting the opposition. They now be promoting the opposition, telling the whole world that, oh, this person is killing opposition leaders. It is anti-democratic. Now, people will not think. The population doesn't think. Here on Radio Biafra, we make you to think. Some things you don't think about before. If you are hearing it on BBC, please, don't just go down, think, reason. Say, why are they doing this? Do you know that BBC has much listeners and viewers in Africa? Do you know that? And they are pumping money. The United Kingdom government, UK government is pumping money to BBC to misinform Africans. Are you hearing me? Because you are what you hear. I could remember before anything is BBC. You didn't hear it in BBC. Now I detest and I abhor all those. You know, if I say abhor, it's very simple. I don't even want to use my ear to listen to garbages they are talking. I know how I get my news, and I'm happy that there is social media anyway. So they are no more consequential, and they should be relegated to the background. You see CNN, you see BBC. If you want your brain to be working nice, stop listening to all those medias. Stop it. I am telling you, stop it, because they will turn you into a moron, a zombie. They will turn you into a zombie, a moron, and you will not know it. So this woman, he opened up,
so that you are not able to even govern your own people. They will do things to make you not to be functionable. And of course, any country that don't have peace cannot develop. You have to have peace before you talk about development. I'll give you a simple example about Sierra Leone. Every mining company that is in Sierra Leone today is owned by a foreigner. Every mining company. If it's not the Chinese, it's the American, it's the British. Our electricity, Bumoda, is run by the British, and we still don't have light. We're looking for light, electricity. If you don't have electricity, how can you talk about education? How can you talk about health facility? How can you talk about improving the infrastructure of your country? We don't have electricity. Now, do we actually even have proper water, pipe-borne water, so that our kids will not be sick? We don't have those facilities. Why? With all the minerals we have, there is a cap you put. Before my husband became the president of Sierra Leone was benefiting, they said, what's the word? 0.000.1%. What is that? Basically, a company can take as much as $100 million out of the country in terms of minerals, and then they can just give the country $10,000. Now, what will $10,000 do for our health system? What is $10,000 do for our educational system? And these are the things I believe that are stopping Africa from progressing. We don't have a say. The sense about us celebrating independence, I don't know why we're celebrating independence, because we are not free.
Do you hear the woman? He said, why are we celebrating independence? No, we are not free. He said it as it is. He didn't mince words. Are you hearing me? So it's very, very sad indeed. What we are trying to do here is to let us understand that the life we are living in Nigeria is not the life that is normal for us to live. That is why we want Biafra. Are you hearing me? That is why we want Biafra. Our demand is Biafra. We are not doing something wrong. Do not feel guilty. No. We are doing the right thing because we want something good for ourselves. The same way Americans want something good for themselves. The same way the English, the Brits, they want something good for themselves. And they're working towards it. They work towards it. That is the reason why we are doing what we are doing. So, we are doing the right thing. Are you hearing me? And they are killing us for doing the right thing. Now, I ask again, why should Africa be hungry? Why should Nigerians be hungry? It's a rhetorical question you should ask yourself. With 200 and something million people, enough land everywhere for cultivation, for farm, with very nice weather, why should Africans be hungry? Why should people be shouting, oh, the yam is very costly. One small yam that is not up to 1 kilo, 4,000 naira. Why should it be so? Because the system in place being put there by the West is being used only to siphon, to exploit. They are not there to develop human resources. They are not there to make sure that people work hard. No. It is about money, money, money. Let everybody, money, money. No. Because it is not our system. That is why we are suffering. Are you hearing me? That's why we are suffering, and that's why we want Biafra. We are just like in an artificial water aquarium. You know, aquarium has capacity. There are some, you put fishes there, they are moving around. Yes. If the owner of the aquarium wants, he stabs them to death. If he wants, he will hit the water and all of them will die. If he wants, anything he wants to do with the fishes, he will do. But for the fishes, they thought that they are living well, they are moving around, but they are limited. That is the way we are in Nigeria. Now that aquarium, if the fish continue laying eggs, multiplying, there will be a capacity one particular aquarium will not have. Now they will start transporting the fishes to another aquarium. Do you see? Because it is limited. So they place us in a limited place. That is why we are hungry. If Biafra, for example, if we have our own country, we will not talk about hunger. You know, there will be a pure agricultural section. People will invest in agriculture. We will feed ourselves. Is Israel talking about hunger today? Israel that lives in a hostile area, lives in deserts. They turn the deserts into forests, into cultivable lands. Imagine that they are not independent, and some Israelis are trying to invest. So let us take example that they are in Europe, and there are deserts in Europe, and some individual Israelis are trying to invest in order to use their natural talents to turn deserts into farmland. There will be jealousy. The government in place will one day say no to this. You are not the owner, this and that. You want to dominate everywhere. So why are you? Because there is a cap. There is a limit, a limitation placed on them. But as long as you are free, you have your own land, you are in charge. Now the sky becomes your limit. It's just like a fish being put into his natural habitat of a river or an ocean. It's limitless. He can swim just like a fish being put into his natural habitat of a river or an ocean. It's limitless. He can swim. Temporal appeasement. Is that the way we should be going? Is that the way we go? The answer is no. All we want is Biafra, not South is signing off. That is signature. Didn't they decree Niger Delta Commission? Development Commission. For how long? What is happening in so-called Niger Delta? Is it developed? Remember, Imo State is part of Niger Delta. Abia State is part of Niger Delta. Remember, what development? For how long have they been? Have the Niger Delta Commission, Development Commission, NDC? That still they are there to plunder any money that is given to them. Nigeria government will give them allocation, and we still take it back from them. The politicians, the president, and all of them, they will divide it. Do you remember when Akpabio wanted to reveal some secrets? When they said no, he chopped Niger Delta Commission money. He said, okay, I want to talk. They took him to court. Have you forgotten? I think last 3 years. I don't know. Sometimes am I talking to myself? Have you forgotten when they took him to court? Oh, he squandered the billions and billions of naira. This and Akpabio say, okay, you people took me to court. I want to talk. The senators, this you have so share. He started calling the judge. He said, it's okay. We don't want again. Don't worry. It's okay. Have you forgotten? They recompense him with being the Senate chief after looting the so-called Niger Delta Development Commission fund. That is why this idiot, I call him idiot on air, because when you behave as an idiot, we call you that. This Carlo urges Igbo to abandon agitation. To do what? If a lizard abandons ukwu oshishi, a tree, I can't banana now. Because this guy, this idiot knew that they will hijack any allocation for any so-called development. It's still them that will share it. Do you see how they act? They don't understand IPOB. They thought that we are Masob. That I say, okay, do you see now? They have started Tinubu started the. Do you remember what Mazi Nnamdi said in 2017 when he went to meeting with the southeastern governors? He had a meeting with them. They said, okay, do this. What are we going to do so that you abandon or you lower the agitation, lower the polity, because it's very hot? He wrote and gave them the list of everything he wants first, so that he said he don't want to see here that okay, everything is approved. We are going to start. He said he want to start seeing it as they are doing it. We are going to. As he give them that list of things, they didn't come. They didn't reply him again. They planned to kill him. They brought Operation Python Dance. What did we do to merit death? What did Mazi Nnamdi do? Only asking for referendum. A referendum that Iceland, with referendum, Iceland became Iceland a country today from Denmark. With referendum, Atiku Abubakar became a Nigerian from Adamawa, Cameroon, become Adamawa Nigerian. Just referendum. It's just what we are asking for. Just for us to choose to make our own choice, but make our own choice. That we must be under subjugation. We have oil, we have coal, we have cobelium, we have rare animals, we have cotton, we have uranium. Everywhere in Biafra land, we have all these things. These are things you don't know. But they say, how can we allow these people, these monkeys, to control, to be in charge of their land with all these vast natural resources on their land? They said no. Do you see? What have we done wrong? This idiot say we should abandon agitation. Now once we abandon, now we start asking you, okay, Oga, okay, we have abandoned agitation. We no more want Biafra. When is he going to give us the Southeast Development Act? What is going to happen? He will start playing us. No, don't worry now. Don't worry. It's like that. Don't you see Niger Delta? What happened? It's like that. So the voice will change. Abandon agitation. This man has crossed the red line. I am telling you. If I have his number, I will call him direct. I say, Oga, you have crossed the red line. You don't do that. You don't play politics. You are dirty politics with our collective interests. What we are dying for. You don't do that. You don't do that. These are criminals that are there in order. Just look at an Igbo man. Always dressed in 1005. That is Danchiki, outside Danchiki. It shows you all you need to know. Have you ever seen an Hausa man or a Northerner, a Fulani, in that their house of Senate? Let me bring all this, because little things matter. Have you ever seen a Fulani man in the Senate? Naturally, he comes to Senate House dressed in Ishiago. Have you ever seen? I never see. If you have seen, please, you let me know. I never see that. Why is it that our people, they will tell you, say, he have been wearing Ishiago, let him check. But you have different types of Igbo attire. You can go there with. Do you know what it means? Inferiority complex. A political representative, anything he does, it has meaning. The way you wear, the clothes you wear, people will read meaning to it. The way you walk, the way you talk, it speaks volume. It represents something. Why is our Igbo representatives, from time to time, they wear either Yoruba Shebi or Hausa Danchiki? Why is it so? You never see a Hausa representative, a Northerner, coming to the House of Senate, House of Assembly with Ishiago. No, you don't see it. It doesn't occur. I never see it. Unless you have seen, you let me know. Naturally, say, he's just coming today, just as our Igbo people are doing. Do you know what it means? Inferiority. You are submitting. You are inferior. That is what it means. If you are not inferior, you will never put it. You will be going, as long as you are going on a public event representing your people, you will do everything to showcase that you are representing your people. Are you hearing me? So, because Tinubu have time, because these are things they tell them, advices they got from Britain. Okay, just sign. Is it not signature? Sign and broadcast it. BBC will carry it. Oh, they have the BBC pidgin. They don't sign Southeast Commission, the Development Commission Act. So what do you mean now? Hey, development will come Southeast. They will agitate. They will have emotion. The emotions will rise up. Hey, not true, not lie, not true, not wow. They will laugh at you at the back. We are not this type of people. What we want is Biafra. If we sleep, you wake us up. What do you want, Biafra? Mazi said, they have said it all. When that Hausa woman or Fulani woman, a journalist, interviewed him, he said, is there anything that will be done so that you will stop agitation, so that you will not talk about Biafra, so that we come back to one Nigeria? He said, no, it's too late. After 55